Badgyan. It is Badgyalkenn, 2 N's on Instagram. Bad Gal Ken on everything. And this is my lovely model. Back at it again. You can introduce yourself.
Yes, it's Star here again with y'all.
And today we will be doing a tape and maintenance. Last time you guys see me put these beautiful tapes in, and it's been about 4 weeks, so we're back to freshen her up, get her right.
Yes.
So you guys will be coming along for the process.
Right.
And just like last time, tips, tricks, all gonna be disclosed here, so keep watching.
Right.
So first, just as anyone should do with tape-in extensions, before you go in with your shampoo, always make sure to go throughout the head just to make sure that the tapes are all good. Nothing is like leaning to the side or slipped out or just anything crazy. You just want to make sure that it's still healthy. As you can see, these tapes are still healthy. Nothing is leaning to the side. She actually did a great job.
That's right.
She did a great job with her tapes. I'm pretty sure she wore her scarf every single night.
I did.
She wasn't being all super rough with it.
I wasn't.
So now that I've gone through the whole head, I went through it off camera, but I'm just gonna go through it again just to show you guys all that you need to do. You wanna make sure that you just go in, finger through, and just see and make sure you don't have to take any out, because if any tapes are leaning to the side or are kind of like unbalanced, you want to make sure that you take them out before the shampoo rather than after the shampoo. So I'm just going through her back. Her back looks good. All the way through the back. So everything looks good. So we're going to go through and detangle. I'm going to take just a regular paddle brush and just detangle her tip to root. And as you can see, I'm giving it a little hold right here because I don't want to put too much tension on it. So we're just going to make sure we can get all the way through her hair. I'm going to go back on the other side. Tip to root on this side. Just like a little rough detangle. Just to make sure all the kinks are out. Okay. So now we're going to go in and we're going to pull her back. Let me make sure her towel is above her cape. Make sure that is always the case, so you won't be drowning people's backs.
No, for real.
Okay, go lay back. All right. So I'm gonna get her temperature right. So how was your tapes? How was the experience?
The experience been really, really well.
Okay.
I was just very scared to do too much. Because I want my install to last.
Right.
But it's been overall very well.
Is the water okay?
Yeah, the water is fine.
Okay.
This is what I've been waiting for, literally to wash my hair. Literally to wash my hair.
Yes. So what styles have you done with your tapes?
I've mostly just been wearing it either curl or straight.
Right. Hold on.
Okay. I did do a side part for a little while.
Okay.
And then that was pretty much it. I did do a couple of ponytails.
Okay.
So I did a little.
And y'all, every time I will come into private label, because I'm here all the time.
All the time.
Every time I will come in and see her, she looks so cute with her tapes, y'all. I was just like, and not just because I did it, It looked really good.
No, they looked really good. I had got so many compliments. Definitely, for sure. People were
Yay.
definitely buying way more tapes. It definitely helped for the showroom purposes, just so they can see like, hey, I'm wearing the tapes. You know, especially with the sale going on, like they're just as fine. The hair is awesome. It's still amazing, even though we are, you know, revamping the tapes.
Yes.
So it's been really, really well. Honestly.
Okay, that's great. All right, y'all. I'm gonna kinda move my mic just a tad. Just so I can make sure I get in there. I'm struggling just a tad, but okay, here we go. Okay. Y'all gotta make sure y'all get in there with them tapes because you want to make sure that their hair is clean, and it's gonna be a lot of hair, so you have to just make sure that you use your fingertips to get in between the tapes. So you want to make sure, and I'll show you guys as I go. You want to make sure, one, that the hair is completely saturated. So you want to make sure that you get all inside, in the middle, in the back, everywhere.
It could be a little warmer.
Okay, cool. All right.
A little bit. Yeah, that's better.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you want to make sure you get all in the middle and the inside, because she's been 4 weeks without a shampoo. So you want to make sure you give her a nice and thorough shampoo. So now that I got her all lathered, I am going in with my Essence shampoo by Private Label. Okay. So we're going to use a good amount, a good healthy amount. It's not messing with me right now. So we're gonna just go in the OG way.
Right. Because we need every little bit.
Okay, we need every little bit. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna start her at the top, lather some more, lift her up, get that back area. Then I'm going to split her down the middle, and I'm gonna get some more shampoo. I'm gonna lather. It smells so good. I'm gonna lather up my hands, get the middle of her head, and now here's the key part. So you want to go in sections when you shampoo the hair. You want to make sure that you're taking your fingertips and you're going in like this, so you won't be scratching and scrunching up the hair. The whole moral of this going in like this is to stretch the hair out. You don't want to clump her up and mat her or anything like that. So you want to make sure you take your fingers and you're going in, of course, in a motion to where you're still massaging that scalp, but you're not pulling any tapes out, and you're still stretching the hair out. So I'm just gonna go in, get the front, and make sure it feels good.
Yes, it feels amazing.
Okay, great. And then I'm gonna go in her back, middle, and make sure I go with the tapes. Make sure you're not pushing into the tape. So make sure that you're going with the flow in how you install the tapes, and can go and lift her up and then get that back, and making sure you go with the uniform of the tapes. Okay, you can lay it back. And then I'm going to saturate her with water again.
That felt so good. Oh my God.
I'm glad.
Oh my God.
But I'm still not done with the first shampoo. I'm just making sure, I'm just making sure that she's all lathered all throughout. I don't want to miss anything in the first shampoo. I can get it in the second one, but like I said, you just want to make sure. It's been 4 weeks. I'm pretty sure products have been in, and just all out, it's dirt. So you want to go back in top, and you'll see it's a little bit more sooty, so you can really lather it all up. And I'm gonna get the top of her head. and still making sure to be gentle, but you're being intentional while you're being gentle. So I'm just gonna go around to her bag, lift her up, get in there. All right. And with the shampoo, it's completely scalp. So you don't have to make sure the hair, the hair has all the suds and things in it, because you really want to focus on cleaning that scalp. So I'm going to go in and rinse this first shampoo out. And it's already giving clean.
Yeah,
It's squeak. You heard it? You heard that
squeak?
So it's already giving clean.
Shout outs to Private Label.
Okay, shout out to Private Label Essence Shampoo.
Yes.
So I'm going to go all through her hair. Still making sure I'm stretching it out. I don't want to bunch it up in any kind of way. Ladies, that is the biggest downfall that you can do during your shampoo, is to scrunch them up, because your blow drying process will be crazy. And I'm so glad I'm doing this video, because people don't understand why I tell clients, just come back for maintenance. Don't shampoo and blow dry your hair, because that's the hard part, So you want to just make sure that you're going to your stylist to get a maintenance, and so they can do the proper things when it comes to to blow drying your hair, because the blow dry is the hardest part of this whole install. From the install to the takedown to the maintenance, that blow dry is crucial. And especially because when I showed you guys the silk press the first time, the blow dry was crucial then. So imagine hair, added extensions on top of that. You just want to make sure you're being super thorough and you're stretching that hair out and you're getting her scalp clean.
So what shampoos would you recommend outside of course, the Private Label hydrating shampoo? Shampoo, what else would you?
So I would recommend anything that's good for natural hair. So I'm a Mayel girl.
Okay.
I love Mayel. I also love Private Label for sure. But Paul Mitchell shampoo. Shampoo 1 is really good, and then the tea tree is good as well. So those are some that I recommend people using with their tapes, because it gives you a good clean, but it also moisturizes as well. And you want to make sure that you are still conditioning, because all of your hair is still out. So you want to make sure that you're still conditioning like you're supposed to, and going through all the steps and the processes that you do with your regular hair, if you didn't even have the extensions. So now I am going through. Do you itch anywhere? Do you feel itchy anywhere? All right, great. So now I'm going to go through, rinse her completely out. Make sure there is no soap suds anywhere throughout. Still making sure to stretch that hair out. I'm not balling her up or crunching her up. Stars over here, relax.
I'm ready to go to sleep.
So, ladies, you just want to make sure in this process that you are getting all the soap suds out. You want to make sure just the hair is as clean as possible. Your shampoo is the foundation of your any style. Shampoo is the foundation of any style. So I think did we talk about this the last time? Stylists that don't shampoo. Stylists that don't shampoo, ladies, take accountability, because you should not be going to them at all. So, I'm gonna have you push back just a little bit more. Yep. Okay. And ladies, don't be afraid to tell them that, because you don't want their backs all wet and things just splashing everywhere. So, Star hair seems super clean. So, I got all those suds out. Now, I'm going to just bring her out just a tad so I can go in with the Private Label Divine Conditioner. And we're going to use a lot of this. So, we're going to pour some of this out. I want to smell it. Oh, that smells good.
Is that like a citrus? What is that?
I don't know. I just got it on my nose. That's that's how much I done put on my hands.
That is nice.
Yeah, this smells super good.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, it smells great. It smells like a,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Because the other one is very like fruity.
Yeah,
like,
this one gives like odd. I never say that word right. O-U-D. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm lathering her all up, getting all through, just like the shampoo. I'm gonna make sure I just lather her all the way up. And don't be afraid of the conditioner, okay? That's gonna give you a nice detangle for when you do that blow dry. So if you need to use more, use more. Don't be afraid of it. Just make sure you're rinsing it out with a good cool water so you can get all of it out and you'll be good. So I'm just going in to the back of her head, pouring some more. Okay, lather her up.
Lather me up.
I'm going in the back. Okay, so I'm going to bring her out again. And then now I'm going to lightly, keyword lightly, go in with my paddle brush. And here's the key, right? So right now we're focused on her real hair, because that is what's going to give us the most problem if we don't detangle while we're trying to blow dry the extensions, right? So the extensions, 9 times out of 10, the extensions are silkier than her hair. If you have a kinkier texture, of course, take time to section off the extensions to detangle those as well. But we have a body wave texture, so it's way silkier than her hair. So now I'm focusing on her hair. So I'm going to take my paddle brush and put some tension on the tapes, so we won't be pulling the tapes, and lightly go through and detangle her hair. Literally lightly, not a crazy going in. We're literally just raking over her hair to get those small little kinks out. And of course, it's always tip to root.
And it is very light, y'all. It's very light.
Very light.
It's being very light right now.
And just making sure that you are light hand when you do this whole maintenance, because tapes can slip, they can tear out. It is tape, and adhesive gets looser with water. So you just want to make sure that you're being so light hand while doing this, because you'll have a floor full of tapes if you were not. So
No.
right. Put your head to the right for me. So now I'm going through and section off her back half. And as y'all can see, we see her natural curls. So I'm just going to start where her natural curls end. Gently raking her hair out. And we have all of that conditioner in there, so it's literally easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go to her other side and do the same thing. Star can go to the left for me. I'm going to take this, see where her real hair starts, and I'm going to take it and gently rake it out. All right. Just a nice little one too, nothing too crazy. Because we've already detangled, so she shouldn't be super kinky, or she shouldn't be super tangled. Also, we've been stretching her out. Our hand movements have been moving her out, so she shouldn't be balled up in any kind of way. So now I am just going through, making sure I don't catch any finger kinks. I did in the middle here, so I'm just gonna go to this middle, start at her tips, and go in lightly, literally as gentle as possible. Okay. So now we're gonna rinse her out, and we're gonna do it at a cool temperature. We don't want it to be too hot. We want to close those cuticles back up. So we don't want it too cold either. We don't want her,
Right.
we don't want her swimming in the Antarctic. So I'm gonna try to get her the coolest yet warmest temperature. I'm gonna go a little cooler. And then we're gonna go through thoroughly. Still stretching that hair out. We're gonna go through thoroughly, rinsing her out. Rinsing her out. And, you know, take your time doing this. This part is not a rush. You don't want any product left in the hair, in her hair, on her scalp. You don't want any buildup. So you're just gonna go through, making sure that you get in there. And you're gonna do this until your water is completely clear. You don't want any suds. You don't want any cloudiness. You want it to be absolutely clear. And you've seen how much conditioner we use, so it's okay to take your time to get all of that out. Lift hair up, move it to the side. And y'all, I want you guys, while I am rinsing this out, I need you guys to pause this video, go on Instagram, type in BADGYALKE, 2 N's, KENN, Bag Out Ken, and follow me, and make sure that you are going on that website, booking an appointment. Right now I have a special going on with tape ins. So check that out. So I'm gonna go in one more time at the top, and then I'm gonna work my way to the middle. I'm gonna cool this water down just a tad. Is that too cold? Huh? It is. Sorry, this is not too cold. Okay, we're gonna turn it up because the client is always right. So we turn her up just a tad bit more, and I'm gonna go in the back and make sure I'm getting all of that conditioner from off the back. Yeah, getting all those suds out of there. Turn your head to the right for me. That way you can make sure you're going all the way in. Don't be scared to tell your clients to move their heads for the benefit of them. And then you're going to go to the left for me. And I think all of my suds are leaving the building. I want to make sure that I'm rinsing these extensions out very well. All right. Alrighty. Now with this, we're gonna take our hands and we're gonna bring her hair out. But you wanna make sure you're still being gentle but intentional. And we're gonna loosen it up, shake it out one more time. And wringing that hair out. Wringing that hair out. Okay. So I'm gonna get a towel. And we are going to put this around her. Okay, sorry, you can lift it up. You can lift it up.
Okay.
Ooh.
I almost went to sleep.
How do you feel?
I feel refreshed.
Okay, great.
I'm very relaxed. That was amazing.
Okay, we're gonna lift this up. Okay, there we go. All right. We're going to towel dry the hair. Just because extensions take a long time to dry. So you just want to make sure that you're getting it at least 50% dry with your towel and just taking your time going through it and damping it dry because you just don't want to be blow drying for 30 hours and extensions take a long time. So you just want to make sure you're squeezing as much as possible, still making sure you're not clumping that hair up, you're pulling it down. And you want to flip the towel, get to the dry part, and just continue to squeeze this hair.
Yes, y'all. Emphasis on the fact that extensions do take a while to dry.
Mm-hmm.
They absorb a lot of water.
Yeah.
So, just be mindful of your extensions, the longevity of your extensions, the investment that you made in your extensions when washing, blow drying. If you have to blow dry your extensions, like she said, please try to get, 50% dry with a towel. If not, air drying is always best.
Air drying is always best. Literally always best. If you have the time, air dry. Like if you aren't going anywhere or anything, it just makes the hair, I don't know, it just gives it this natural glow.
Really
that I'm pretty sure anything natural gives it, to something. So, just making sure that you're taking care of your extensions, you're detangling. I know girls who go days without detangling their hair. That is crazy. You have to detangle. So right now, I am continuously drying. And I can't wait to turn her around so you guys can see the contrast over here and the before and what it's going to look like after.
Right.
So we're going to move this chair up. Okay.
Is that okay?
Back just a little bit.
Back.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So I'm going to put this on the floor just in case she drips. Okay. So cool. I am going to turn her around so you guys can see what I see.
The moment of truth.
The moment of truth. All right. So as you guys can see and as you guys can tell, her hair is completely separated from the hair, the tape ends. So I am just going to show you guys what I'm seeing and how I see it. Her hair is super coily and beautiful, and the tapes are straighter and silkier. So what we're going to do is, and as you guys can tell, I'm never just going like this or just like pushing the hair towards her. I'm always pushing it back. I'm always extending it. I'm always trying to stretch it out. So first things first, I'm going to take her down the middle. And as you can see, this is a clean scalp. Okay? I'm going to take her down the middle. And of course, you're gonna have some tapes that are directly in the middle. You're just gonna figure out which side you want them to be on, which side makes sense, and split her all the way down. So cool. Now, I'm going to section her out in twos and then section her into a fourth. So, there we go. And I'm going to detangle each section before I blow dry. So I don't have to worry about it right now. But before the blow dry, we're going to detangle. Have to detangle. So I'm going to just section her halves off. And continue to stretch. You're always stretching it out. Okay. So we have a fourth. So I'm going to split this in the middle and section this off. So we're really doing like 4 sections and 2 subsections, so 8 in total. I'm gonna take another clip and clip that off. And this is where I am detangling. So I'm gonna take my paddle brush. I'm gonna take this paddle brush and detangle her out from the tips of her hair first. We're gonna focus on her hair in this blow dry because that's what we want to stretch out. The extensions are already stretched out. They're already silky. As you can tell, my brush goes right through them. With her hair, we just want to make sure that we are stretching it out and putting a little tension on the tape so the tapes don't go anywhere. And then now, here's the key part. So you want to make sure your blow dryer is on high heat, of course, and then the highest blow. And we are going to start off at the top of her head and pull down. But actually, I will show you guys as I go. So I'm literally just holding this right here and blow drying the roots of her hair. So we want to make sure the roots are getting pulled out. Just because of your press, you want to make sure that those roots are all straight. You don't want any pinky roots. So you're just going to go through and stretch your first section all the way out from the root. We're not moving this blow dryer anywhere else. We're focusing on the root of her hair. Head down for me. And then we're going to get the side. Uh-oh. Move that away. Woo! Bless me. And then we're going to, once you see that you stretched it out, you're going to continue to go in the middle of these sections and make sure you're stretching her hair out. And in this part, you want to be as gentle as possible, but like I said, intentional. So I'm going to go through, stretch her out at her roots. You see I have not moved anywhere along this way. I'm just at the root. So I'm going to get that. And the blow dryer takes a while. Like we said, extensions take a while to dry. And you want to just make sure you're being thorough, because if you aren't going all the way through the hair, all the way through her natural hair and the extensions to where her hair ends, you'll see some puffing back up. And that's just because, you know, your hair is grasping on to moisture. So you just want to make sure that they're completely dry from root to tip of their hair. And then I'll show you guys my process. I'll probably go through the extensions 1 or 2 times throughout me going through the roots, just to like pre-dry. But I go first, I start at the roots, and then I go back for the extensions, the tips of the extensions. So I'm just gonna pull this section out, and look at the difference, y'all. Look at this, already calming down, and then look at this. So you see how that blow dry is so crucial. So now we're gonna go in, and I am going to detangle, stretching her hair as far as I can, and I'm gonna take her from the tip and comb that out or brush that out. And then once I've got it all brushed out as much as I can, I am going to blow dry, and still taking that roots first. So I can go down and blow dry this, but I'm gonna literally take her like this, stretching her out from the roots. Gentle, but I was gonna say gently. Gently, but like I said, intentional. So we're taking that from the roots, and we're putting all of that heat on the root to the mid shaft of her hair. And then we're gonna take this section over from the roots, being gentle, but still intentional. I'm gonna take that and go through. You wanna make sure you're getting in between the tapes as well, because once you flat iron, you'll see where you didn't get where you needed to go. So you just want to make sure that you're moving them to the side, moving to the other side, getting that heat on there. And if you have to lift something up or clip it off to get to where you need to go, that's what you have to do. This is a process, but it's all going to be worth it at the end when she's looking like a brand new install. So want to make sure you're going in, making sure this is all dry. And as you've seen, like, I'll go down maybe once or twice to make sure I'm getting some of the moisture off from those extensions. But yeah, you just want to make sure you're getting it all. If you got to be eye level with the hair, do that. Because you want to make sure that her natural hair is all stretched out completely. All right. So this is our first section. You should be able to take your rat tail comb and go through it. That's what I told y'all when I did the silk press. It's the same thing with your tapes. You should be able to go all the way through it with no problems, nothing. So, as you can see, her hair from tip to root is dry. The tapes are probably like 80-90% dry. They're still a little moist. But when we go through the whole head, then we're going to go back and focus on the tape ends. So, but you do want to make sure that they are at least 80% dry so that moisture won't curl her back up. So right now I'm just stretching it out and clipping it off. So take this, clip her off. So I start at the back first. I focus on the front when I get to the front. So I'm gonna go in her other side. So as y'all can see, it's still wet. And I'm going to section this side off. Okay. Sectioning this side off. And then, as you guys can tell, look at, actually, I'm going to take this out so y'all can see the difference. Look at this. And look at this. Completely different. Completely stretched out, dry, and this is wet and coily, and we're just going to do the same thing. So I'm going to section this part off again, moving that to the side, and then I am going to do my subsection right in here. And so we're literally just taking the top piece off of the section in the back because it just gives you more control, and you can actually get in the back of her head. So I'm gonna make this a little bit cleaner so it won't be in my way at all. Always make sure you're stretching the hair. Never do the opposite. So I'm going to get my paddle brush, and I am going to detangle. You see her hair? I'm going to start at her hair, and I'm going to detangle, putting some tension on the tapes, and then I'm going to get in there as much as possible. All right. So now that her hair is detangled, we're gonna go through, do the same thing. So, what's new in the hair world, you feel like? Since the 4 weeks that we've been gone from each other.
Well, I would say bundles are definitely...
You would say what?
Been picking up, like everybody's doing like traditional install.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did we prophesize this? Like, did we manifest this? I'm confused because we was just talking about, you know, giving wigs a break. And it seems like that's all we've been selling between tapings and bundles. That's it.
Yes. Really? That's crazy. Because I remember when the girlies weren't even trying to wear their hair at all. Like, at all. The girlies were not trying to wear the hair. And I feel like now we're back on the natural because we actually want to take care of our hair and have some hair for when we get older.
Literally. Because I'm just like, you know, the older you get, the harder it is to grow your hair.
Yes.
So the time, it's like the time is now to just take care of your hair. Like, you don't want to have to always wear a wig or have to always get lace because you done ate up your edges or you have a lot of breakage or just take care of your hair. The extensions are not going anywhere. And honestly, it goes in phases, you know what I mean? Like, whatever the influencers are wearing, that's what everybody wants to do. So it's like, I would never hop on the trend too bad.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the one to get left behind.
No, literally.
Like, we all can move on to something else, and you gotta stay where you at.
No, literally.
So.
Yeah, I feel like the hair climate is definitely changing.
Yes.
People are going more towards like the bedhead hair and the you know, just like the effortless look. Where it looks like, oh, does she have a, you don't know whether she has a sew-in, silk press, tape-in.
What is it?
So that's my favorite kind of hair, like timeless hair, hair that never goes old. And but that's really because I love hair. Like, I love I love hair. So seeing the girlies getting back to the natural,
I'm loving it. I'm living for it. I am too.
Don't get me wrong. I still want some extension.
No, for real. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, you do have withdrawals because to me, certain things look better if you do get like a frontal.
Yeah,
Certain styles do look a little better, but
I agree.
it's like I'll get it on 2 weeks later, I'm over it. Sometimes a couple of days, I'm just like, all right, I'm over it. Like,
Yeah.
I got my style in real quick. Let me move on to something else. So yeah, the timeless looks it's so much better.
It is. Okay, y'all, she's completely dry.
That's a good blow dryer.
Thanks. She's completely dry. I can take my rat tail, go straight through. So that's great. So we're going to do this other section now. And look at that. Look at that compared to this. So we're going to go in. I am going to detangle from her tips, and then the tapes are just gonna form into that, and I'm gonna take it. Am I hurting you?
Okay, I am fine.
Okay, great.
I am so relaxed right now.
Great. I love that.
That's how you know you're in great hands, when you could literally just relax at your appointment.
Yup. And I love for my clients, like, that is like the ultimate form of flattery to me, when my clients like are so relaxed they fall asleep. I'm just like, I am over here with a hot comb and a flat iron and you are falling asleep.
Knocked out.
That's love to me. That's my love language. Like how a chef,
Yes.
somebody tries their food and they just go, oh my God, so good. Yeah, that for me is like, oh, I'm doing such a good job that they're going to sleep.
Yes. Thank God I'm turned around at the moment because I'm really just chilling.
Yes. So I'm literally going in doing the same thing. Y'all probably see me more going throughout the hair now that I'm like completely through her back section, because like I said, you don't want to have too much work when you go back in with the tapes. So just want to make sure that you are going through just a tad. So this section is kind of giving me a hard time, so I'm going to just make sure that I have no hairs from the other section, and I'm going to go through. Because you don't want to extra super pull your tape ends, because they can slip and they can fall out while you're putting that tension through, because the tapes aren't completely dry. So you can just turn your blow dryer off, take your time, turn your blow dryer off, hold the tapes rather, at the roots, and just go through and detangle, and then take it up a notch. And then once you can get your brush completely through, then that's when you can go back with that blow dryer and get those roots. All right. So going through. And y'all, I don't know why this is so satisfying to me. Like, from seeing how separated the hair was to how now it's just a tad bit more relaxed. And then from this to the press, it's just like, it's like butter. It just makes so much sense. So, I feel like she's completely dry. I'm just gonna go back in one more time. Make sure I got everything in the middle. And then I'm gonna relax her back down. All right. And as y'all can see, these tapes aren't 100% dry, but they are like 80 to 90% dry. And I'm able to just go straight through with no problems. So this back section, I'm going to section off as one. Continuing to twist and stretch. This might not stay in the clip, but we can hope it does. Period. Voila. So I'm going to turn her around and show you guys the top of her head. And I am going to section it off just how I sectioned off the other sections and leaving this top section out of the section I'm blow drying. And I'm just going to go through pulling her hair as gently as possible. And I'm going to start at the tips of her hair once again and brushing out. Brushing her hair out. And making sure you got all of those kinks out. All right. So now I'm going to go on my blow dryer again and do the same steps. Making sure you hit that tip. I mean, not the tip. Making sure you hit the root. So I'm going in. Stretching those roots out. Going in. Stretching those roots out. Leafing. Making sure I'm not being too rough with the tapes. Making sure to combine them in my process. Okay. You want to make sure you're stretching those roots out, getting that mid shaft to end. Yep. Like I said, y'all, the blow drying process is the most tedious when you're doing a maintenance, but that is okay because you're not gonna have to do too much work if your roots are stretched out. If her roots are stretched out and you got those tapes completely dry, you should be fine. I feel like people struggle with the blow dry, so that's why I'm making sure I'm showing y'all each section and how I'm doing it, showing y'all that I'm still being light, but I'm being intentional as well. I've had people call me, text me, like, how do you maintenance this? Like, how do you blow dry the tapes without them all slipping out? And honestly, it's just about being as gentle as possible, making sure that your hair is detangled, and making sure that you're not rushing the process. You're not just going throughout the whole head in one section. Like just going through like you're doing a regular blow dry. You cannot do that. You have to do the same steps. I feel like I've been doing the same steps throughout her whole head. You have to do the same steps throughout the whole head so you're able to style her the correct way and be able to get in between the tapes to get to her real hair so she won't be poofy and puffy. So once she walks out of your chair, like, you can make them look good, going to the chair. Leaving out the chair. But once she goes outside, and whether it's raining or whatever the case is, she's able to keep that press for at least 2 weeks. You don't want it to be like, oh, she was silky inside the shop, but not outside. So you got to make sure you're getting a thorough blow dry all the way throughout. And if you get caught on to those tapes, you should be going slow enough to where you feel it. Like, I haven't been going like this. You see me going like, so when I'm pushed up, I can see it. Am I catching on to that tape? Am I not catching on to that tape? So that's a good trick as well. Just making sure you're moving slow enough to feel yourself pulling and tugging on the tape, because it's not a good thing. You don't want to pull their hair out moving fast, you know? And this is why it's so important also for a client to go back to their stylist for the maintenance, because another stylist will know how the person put them in or which way the tapes should naturally fall. I know the structure that I lay my tapes in, so I know which way I should be blow drying, how I should be blow drying, because as you guys see in this front area, I'm pushing out this way because her tapes naturally fall on her face. So I'm pushing out this way for her tape to come together. So we're making sure these tapes are dry. Dry. Y'all cannot express this enough. Do not rush the blow dry. It is okay to be blow drying for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, however many minutes you need. When the result comes out greater, doesn't matter how long you're taking. Of course, you don't want to be all day, but you want to be able to get through it like butter, literally. Have no kinks, no anything, just up. It was like, hold on.
Right.
But no kinks or anything. Just getting straight through the hair. So, I'm going to clip this section off. And we're going to turn her to the other side. All right, this is our last two sections.
Just flying through, child.
You said flying through?
Yes.
Thanks.
She works so fast.
Y'all, I really don't feel like I work that fast, but Star says that every time, like, girl, you are so fast.
And so efficient at the same time. It's crazy.
Thanks, I try. I'm going to put a little bit more out of this section, just because I feel like it has gotten a little bit drier. So I just want to make sure I'm able to get completely through the bottom half before I get to the top. So, section this off. I might do 3 sections because it has gotten a little drier, and that happens while you're blow drying, because the blow dry takes so long. You might have to take the section in 3s, whatever the case is, just to make sure you can get a thorough blow dry. So as y'all can see, it's a little bit drier, but I'm still stretching it out to detangle it. So you want to stretch it out, get your palette brush, detangle from her tips, and just go through the hair, through the extensions, and then you're going to move up, and then you're going to go through the top. And once you get to your last section, make sure that you're turning on your tools. And I need to turn on my tools. And that way you can save time as well. People always lose time trying to do one thing at a time, or whatever the case is. Make sure that you're being as time efficient as possible by turning on, plugging in your things when you're halfway through the head or you're on your last section. So that way you won't have any problems starting the hair. You know, you can just go straight through. It won't be a problem to do that. So I'm just plugging in my flat iron right now, turning that on, and we're in the game. Cool. Okay, back to the blow dry. I've already detangled, so I'm just gonna go through again. And then I'm gonna take my blow dryer Did I do something? I'm gonna take my blow dryer.
There we go.
There it is. There it is. I'm gonna take the blow dryer and do those tips. I mean, not tips. I feel like I'm calling them tips. I can go to those roots. Sorry, can you leave your head and stretching them out. Stretching them out. Out. And that's when you can like go ahead and leaf it out. When you feel like you got the roots all the way, and you can get through the hair, and that's when you start leafing it out. Uh-oh. And a lot of people sometimes say, I've heard people say that they feel like the tape-in maintenance is messy. And,
I can see why.
yeah, and because if you don't have control over it, it can go crazy a little bit fast. So that's why I'm showing you guys like that's why I'm showing you guys like how to section it off and things like that, because it does not have to be messy. Like, it doesn't. I get the messiness when it comes to like comparing it to like microlinks, because microlinks are a little bit more uniform than tape ins. But I promise you, like, if you take your time with tape and don't let the hair intimidate you, then you'll be fine. Like, there won't be too much hassle. You'll see the artistry of it if you're doing the right thing. Like how I can take this, from this and like see the vision. Like, some people cannot see this one tape and all this hair and be like, okay, well, what the heck is going on? Like, I'm not going to be able to get through this, but you definitely can. You just have to see the vision, know what you're going for, and not let the hair intimidate you. I think I said that the last time. Hair only is frustrating when you let it frustrate you. Because if you go into it with confidence, knowing that what outcome you want, you're gonna get it. And I think that's just life in general.
I agree.
If you picture out the outcome that you want before you even touch it,
It's yours.
before you even touch the hair, I always ask my client, what do you want? Like, what's your end look? Do you want curls? Do you want a side part? You want a middle part? What do you want? And from then, I can picture, okay, so I know I have to do this, this, and this to get to this step. So that is just what you have to do with anything in life, not just tape. Like, picture out what you want it to look like and know what tools and what things you need to do and what steps you need to take to get there. That's a word.
A good one, too.
A good one. That is a word. And also has to do with tapes, but just correlating. Like how I'm getting all the roots and just making sure that I'm being super thorough. You can't skip a step. Like, you can't skip a step. It's gonna show. So that's just a tip and a trick for life. For life. So don't skip any steps, y'all. Watch the whole video. Okay?
Right.
Watch the whole video. Don't don't scan past and be like, oh, well, she been doing that blow dry for a little time. You got to see what I'm doing for this time, so you can see like, oh, okay, if I get snagged up, because I'm not perfect, I get snagged up on some parts, like sometimes tapes come out, whatever the case is, but I feel like I perfected it because I didn't skip any steps. Each time I did it, I made sure that I was not skipping a step. That I'm still going in on these roots. That I'm still taking it all the way out to the mid shaft. I'm still taking sections and doing everything from point A all the way to Z. So going through this last section, getting those roots, but also detangling, so I won't have such a hard time. Because like I said, this hair up here is a little drier, so it might be just a tad bit kinkier, so you just have to make sure you're detangling and things like that. And like I said, I know how my tapes are laying, so I'm literally blow drying the way my tapes are laid. And if you watch the last video, you'll see how I position the tape in. And it is a brick lay method, and I angle them at the top. So that's why you see me pushing forward towards her face and not moving it back or just brushing it down to the side, because that's not how the tapes are installed. So I'm just going back in, smoothing some things out. Smoothing some things out. All right, so now I'm going to go back in throughout the whole head. I'm going to unclip this. You see how that hair didn't puff back up? Because this hair was like 80% dry. So now we're just going to go throughout and leaf it. I'm going to leaf it. And I'm going to move it to the side, every which way, so I can make sure I'm getting all of those roots. I'm getting in the inside. I'm stretching them out from the inside out. Still being gentle, but intentional. And then now we're gonna go to those ends and stretch them on out.